It's been a busy morning this morning. We had the doctors, like the kids' well checks, the doctor appointment this morning. And then we stopped by the bank and I picked up a roll of quarters and a whole bunch of singles for Easter egg stuffers because I need to like get on that before I am going out of town for my sister's bachelorette party. So we're kind of just trying to do things in advance. And then now we are about to stop in a print shop that does t-shirt printing and embroidery because I want to get some merchandise made for Sojura. So we're gonna head in and check that out now. We're just getting back from the print shop now, and there's like good news and bad news. Like good in the sense that it was really nice to be able to feel some of the fabrics of some of the brands and just know, you know, what type of, say, sweatshirt I truly wanted, you know, based on different seams and softness and stretchiness and all of that. So that was really good to be able to feel it in person. Bad news is that this is probably like the third or fourth place I have been to now at this point, and they're all pretty much around the same price, which for one sweatshirt would cost me, the quotes are between $45 and $55 per sweatshirt. And I just like, I can't do that. Like, if I buy it at that price, then I have to do a markup, you know, for shipping costs and for internet and sales fees and just, you know, there's so many pieces and parts that go into that. So there has to be a markup of some sort. But like $45 is like what I would want to sell them for as a max sale. Like I can't buy them for that much. So it's just really frustrating that, you know, the price of goods is increasing so much, and there's just like, I guess maybe I have to rethink this, like just and not do sweatshirts at all. Maybe do something else, because I just, you know, as a consumer, I can't spend more than that on a good. I don't want my, you know, customers to have to spend more than that. And so it's really frustrating. I'm trying to figure out like how this is all gonna work out, and just kind of just defeating being there and seeing just, yes, again, the prices are just gonna be too high for what I was thinking. Switching gears now to start working on the Easter egg scavenger hunt that we do every year. The kids search for clues to find their Easter baskets. And this year I am using ChatGPT to help write my clues so that I don't have to do them all from scratch. So I went ahead and did this little prompt. I then had to refine it a few times, like add these rooms and make these harder, like whatever it was. Whenever I want to rewrite it a little bit, I go to Rhyme Zone, and that kind of just helps me find, you know, a word or a phrase of my own that is better. So then here to make it, I have each kid with 4 columns. The first one there is the egg number. The second one is the floor that the egg will be hidden on. The third one is the room that it's hidden on, and then the fourth is where they're gonna go after. So it just kind of helps me keep track. And then I have their clues written corresponding to the egg, you know, there in the clue section. Once I had the clues how I wanted them, I moved them over to a second sheet and made the width of the rows bigger, between 90 and 100 pixels. That way, when I went to print them, there was just a little bit more cutting space and made it for easier readability for the kids. Now that I have it printed, I am just cutting each clue out, and I am putting them in a pile so that each kid has a pile of their clues, because that will make it easier for my next step. And then the other thing I'm doing is on the sheet here where you saw each line clue had like R1, G1, that kind of thing for each kid. I'm leaving that on the clue. That way, if an egg breaks open or something happens, I know where that clue is supposed to go, and it's not just like living in no man's land and we're all confused on the day. Now it is time to go through all the eggs that I have stored, and so these are all just previous year's eggs, and I am looking at them to see if I can find ones. So when we have the clue, each clue corresponds to an egg, and the egg on it has the initial of the child, I, J, R, etc., and a number corresponding to which number clue. And so I try to reuse them year after year so that we don't have hundreds of eggs all with letters and numbers on them. So I try to look for the ones from the previous year's numbers, and I'm kind of like separating them. And I did find these little picks. They're like little animal picks that were we used as egg stuffers last year. So a really great egg stuffer. And this one just didn't get emptied. But my kids love them. You know, whenever they're eating fruit, melon or watermelon or something, you will use those picks and, you know, eat their fruit with it. So really, we have used it a lot and in lunch boxes too. So those are just little ideas. And definitely, if you didn't see my non-candy Easter egg stuffer video, make sure you check that one out too, because it'll give you other ideas for more stuffers as well. And as you can see here, this was a great little playtime activity for the other kids, just playing with Easter eggs. It's just leading up to Easter, an easy way to entertain them. And now that I have them separated, I am just adding the clues to the eggs in the corresponding, you know, egg number. So I had the slips of paper to the side on the radiator there, each separated by child. So that way when I picked up an egg and it said R3, I could just go to the R pile and pick up R3 and put it in the egg. Then I'm just for now putting them all in one little basket, and I'm going to separate them further in the next step. Now moving forward to make Easter morning very easy, and I can just take the bag to the floor where the eggs go and not have to search. So I have 4 different bags corresponding to where eggs might go: outside, basement, first floor, and second floor for me in my house. And then I'm using that spreadsheet that I created earlier that I showed you to figure out where those are. So I'm taking an egg out of that blue bag where I put them. Say R3 was on the second floor, I would put it in the second floor bag. J2 is on the first floor, put it in the first floor bag. G1 is on the basement, I put that in the basement bag. You get it. So this will just make it so that when I actually go to set up, I don't have to be running up and down floors, outside to the attic, you know, etc. So glad I was able to get this done. Just one thing off my plate, so I'm gonna kind of hide this in the basement with where I have our Easter basket stuff. And then the last thing I want to do here is pick a couple of stickers from this book here to add to our stuffers. So I want to get a couple of these pages picked and cut out. That way when I go to stuff eggs with like our egg stuffings, that part's already done and it'll just go much faster. And in case you're curious, this year our stuffers are going to be Band-Aids, and these ones are from the Dollar Tree. They are shaped like the drawing. So this one's shaped like a mermaid. We have llama ones. I got all different kinds: llamas, pineapples, monsters. I got like 6 boxes of them. So lots of Band-Aids in there. And then the stickers like I just showed you, and the money, which we picked up earlier today. And then I also am putting a little bit of candy in this year, just a couple of the eggs. I got the cookies and cream eggs because Rosemary was at the Dollar Tree with me picking up some things, and she was like carrying these around the store like they were her baby, and I was like, you know what, I'll get some and we can have them after Easter. So I'm gonna put those in the eggs too. I think that is it for today. Let me know what your Easter traditions are in the description below. I love kind of hearing from you guys, so let me know that, and I will see you next time, probably to actually get these eggs stuffed.